When you talk about Fort Collins and you break it down into 6 sections, you've got to start out with a bang. My most favorite section of Fort Collins, where I spend the majority of my time working 8 to 5, Monday through Friday, downtown Fort Collins. Now, if you're from out of town, you've probably heard of Old Town Fort Collins, and that's what we're gonna be talking about today. What's up, everybody? My name is Patrick Soukup with Soukup Real Estate here in Fort Collins, living in Fort Collins. Today, we are talking about part 1 of a 6-part series of sections of Fort Collins, specifically downtown Fort Collins. What the characteristics are, pros, cons, and what you can kind of expect as far as housing dynamics. Which Fort Collins and downtown Fort Collins is really probably going to be our most densely populated area with the easiest walkability and the most character of all houses in Fort Collins. It's where we got our start. In the late 1800s, downtown Fort Collins was a fort, Fort Collins. It has the old armory, which is now a music venue, and houses that are hundreds of years old. I actually owned a rental house that I sold that was built in 1888, just this tiny little bungalow home with 6-foot ceilings lofted upstairs that you could have as an office or a bedroom, but just a lot of cool things down in Old Town Fort Collins, which, if it's the right fit for you, it could be an amazing place for you to live. So, the 3 pros of downtown Fort Collins. Character is in no short supply. It is so much fun just walking up and down the streets, seeing the different styles, types, and the remodels, and then walking in Old Town Square. Like I said, there are some inspirations that were brought from Fort Collins to Disneyland, as well as just how ingrained our art and alleys are. We just had a new project done on the Firehouse Alley that put this huge mural on the side of the building that brings you back to Firehouse Alley. So it's just, Fort Collins is just a beautiful place just to walk around in downtown Fort Collins. And for being a downtown metro, it's very safe. Now, I would not necessarily recommend walking at 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning down any dark alleys or streets, but in general, on a Friday night, 6, 7, 8 o'clock at night, you can feel very comfortable taking you and your family downtown without having to worry about the safety, walking over, needles or anything like that that you hear about in some big major metros. And what comes with the most densely populated area in Fort Collins? Well, commercial comes. So you've got Social, Ginger and Baker, you now have a Target downtown. You've just got different and more options. So if you are really interested in living in an area where you could either bike or walk, this is where it's going to be. And there are going to be cool shops, retail, and restaurants that you and your family could go enjoy. Now, with pros comes the cons. So let's jump into the 3 cons of downtown Fort Collins. We do have a no smoke zone in downtown Fort Collins, but I really think you could just throw that law away. Now, one thing talking with different retailers and restaurateurs is they actually really don't like the no smoke zone because it does deter people and could not let people come back. So let's say you're from Wisconsin and you get a smoking violation and it's a ticket and you got to pay for that. You are going to feel very frustrated, annoyed, and maybe not want to come back to Fort Collins and downtown Fort Collins specifically. Sorry, dog's upstairs walking around. Number 2, just today I was walking to pay parking ticket and got stopped by a train for about 10-15 minutes. We've got trains going east and west right near on Cherry Street and north-south on Mason. These will go daily, and so this is something that you will have to live life with, and it can be frustrating heading east to west specifically, and north if you're going further than Cherry Street. And number 3, we're going to jump into what the housing statistics look like, but price per square foot is the most in Fort Collins in this area, and it's only going to get more expensive. Talk about townhomes and condos in this area could reach $700 to $800 plus per foot, and for a single family, $300 to $400 per foot is definitely not out of the question. Schools in this area are going to be Dunn, Laurel, Putnam. Middle schools in this area are going to be Lincoln, Lesher, and Bolts, and high schools can be Poudre and Fort Collins High School. So what do the statistics for the houses look like in this area? You will probably be buying a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house built in the mid-1940s, just about 1,800 square feet, for around $576,000 as far as the median price goes. Now again, the price per square foot is where this gets expensive. You will be spending on the median price per foot is $382 per square foot. So you will absolutely be paying a premium. Now, to pay that premium, again, videos we've talked about in the past of specifically, is Fort Collins expensive? I think taking into perspective is really important. I live on the south side of town. I'm driving 7 miles a day and I drive an F-150. So that's 15 miles a day and I'm getting 15 miles per gallon. So I'm getting 1 gallon per day or about $3.50. 7 days a week, you're looking $25 by 30 days. You know, we could be paying $300 to $600 just in gas to get to and from work, which if you are living and working downtown and do not have to drive or can ride your bike, there's direct savings that can offset that gas expense. Now, I could do a much better job potentially of riding my bike during the summers, maybe leveraging mass transit, which Fort Collins is really pushing towards, getting more people off the roads and on their bikes and public transportation. And maybe I need to take my opportunity and suggestion and go do that myself. But that is where you could offset some of your cost, or maybe not even necessarily need 2 vehicles. So if you're paying taxes on 2 vehicles, instead of $500 a year per vehicle, you're paying $500 for one and $0 for the other, because you can get away with just using 1 vehicle. And then insurance as well, $70 a month. There's lots of different things that you can look at that benefits bring to a high density area in Fort Collins, but with that comes a higher price per square foot when you are talking about buying for that house. So that's downtown Fort Collins, everybody. The historic Old Town Square, Disneyland, higher price per square foot, historic, tons and tons of character, very, very safe area. If you haven't checked it out already, I definitely highly recommend you checking that out. And if you found this video informative or you've enjoyed it, give it a comment, like, thumbs up. And if you're looking at buying, selling, or investing here in Northern Colorado, give me a call, text, or email. Thanks for watching, guys. Until next time, take care.